Hey guys, this is Kirsten Spencer with the Simple Swaddler and Kirsten Spencer Photography. I thought I would do a little tutorial with these actions that my partner Jenny and I kind of created, put our heads together. So I was going to just show the actions, but I think I might just show kind of the start to finish of this image here with the Home Depot panels. Pretty cute. Okay. So I'm going to kind of go pretty quick. I'm not going to do really focus on the details, just enough for you to get kind of a quick idea. And let's not talk about my missing toenail polish. Okay. So I'm going to quickly kind of clone. And I'm not going to pay too much mind about the cloning, the repetition here that happens when you clone. We can fix that. I fixed it for the final image, as you saw, that I gave Mom. So let's just do a quick go. And I hate cloning. I am all about getting it right in camera because this is like my worst nightmare here. I am not a perfectionist, so this is like caca for me. One thing I might try, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not, but the lasso, if you hit backspace, put the lasso around it with a 0 feather. Oh my gosh, you know what? You know why that didn't work? I was not on the background layer. Okay, background layer, lasso your mess. Hit the backspace, content aware. I usually cross my fingers. Sometimes the computer is dead on. Sometimes it's a big hot mess. Let's see. Okay, so that did not work. Maybe you have to flatten it first. Let's try this. You know what? That's good enough for me. I'm actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try this because I hate cloning. I'm going to try content aware. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's a little funky, but I'm going to leave it and get my cloning. And let's just kind of pull this line. We're going to fix it in post anyway. Oh my gosh, can you hear my son on the PS4? I literally just said, I'm going to make a video. Keep your mouth shut. Alrighty then. Alright, so we're going to go up. And I'm actually, this image is cropped in the final version, but you're going to see why I'm doing this in a second here. I also have a Great Dane puppy that's trying to get in my lap. Probably should have put him in his kennel while I'm making a video. Okay, but like I said, there's a reason why I'm cloning my heart out over here. Okay, and that reason is because this space up in the right-hand corner looks like diarrhea, and it's going to be a lot easier to go like this before we crop. Okay, so we're going to select that, right click on it and put layer via copy. Okay, click on the move tool up here, and we're going to drag this over here. We have to kind of line up. Let's line up the lines. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay. I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to put a layer mask. Okay, we have a white layer mask here, so I want a black, so press the letter D and then X. This makes the foreground black. 100% opacity. Let's see, I want a soft brush, that's fine. And what I'm going to do, let me use the right bracket to make it a little bigger here, is I'm going to kind of just paint it off on the good panel here. We're going to paint that right off. Okay, and now that we have a big chunk like this, I'm going to go ahead and flatten. I'm a flattener, so you'll find that out about me. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and clone a little bit more, just a little tiny pieces. Oh my gosh, one more. Okay. All right, so that is good enough. Good enough for me. Okay, now I'm going to just do a crop. I crop at a 15:11 ratio. I learned that in a workshop years and years ago. It satisfies most prints. If you're going to do, an 8:10, you're good. 5:7, you're good. 4:6, you're good. So I'm going to go ahead and crop it like that. Okay, so you can see the dreaded glare right in this corner from the light. And, usually I feather my light and I'm pretty good at it. Sometimes it's just unavoidable. In this case, where I'm shooting from above, there was really nothing I could do. Okay, so this is where our actions come in. So it's called the background fixes here. So the first one I'm going to click on is called Glare Be Gone. So I'm going to hit play. All right, so what you're going to do is click on, I'm going to actually click that right here because I like it. We're going to double click here and we're going to select a nice dark gray color. Let's try that one. And then you're going to go back and continue running the action, hit play again. Then, okay, so that brings you on a black layer mask. So you want to get a soft white brush. So you click X to get white to the foreground. And you want to put the opacity at 20%, which is super important, 20%. Make the brush the size of the panel. And you're going to kind of just sweep up like this. Let's do it. I'm going to do it twice. Okay, so already look at just the before and after. And we've only done one part of the action. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten because that's what I do. Okay, the second one is called Dull Your Shine. Self-explanatory. Let's run. So it says set the range to highlights and the exposure to about 20%. All right, so up here, highlights, exposure, let's do, oh my gosh, 22%, good enough for me. Okay, and then you want this, burn. Okay, same thing. Let's do the right bracket to make this the size of the panel. That works. And again, you're going to paint up. Maybe do it 2 times on the problem area. Okay, again, let's do before, after. All right, I'm digging it. Flatten that. Okay, the next one is called Spare Me the Details, which is, it's going to soften. You'll notice the lower left-hand corner, it just has like a nice soft, a lesser of a contrast almost. Okay, so a black mask is over here. So we want a nice soft white brush. Let's keep, actually, you know what, for this one, You can do it either way. If you keep the opacity at 20% up here, you can paint on this way. What I like to do is put the opacity at 100, paint up here. You can see that looks ridiculous, right? But then you're going to lower the opacity down here until it matches the rest. I like 40%. It depends on the background. So before, after, see how it kind of just blends in with everything else around it. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and flatten the image. I didn't mention earlier, this action will work on the brown panels as well. When you do the glare be gone, instead of selecting a gray color, you just select a nice dark brown color and paint it on. Okay, so the last part of this is called Throw Some Shade, which is a paint on vignette. So run the action. We got a black mask over here, so you get a nice soft white brush. Put the opacity back down to 20%. And we're going to just kind of paint on. This will make the kind of the cloning patterns less obvious as well. So let's, hi puppy. Okay, so let's kind of before, after. Okay, I love what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. Okay, so that is our action for the background fixes for the Lowe's panel. However, the Simple Swaddler also has a few different set of actions in our store, which is thesimpleswaddler.com. So we have the Baby Road Hand Editing Essentials. We named it that because I always roll my eyes when people say, I don't use actions, I hand edit. It's like, well, actions are hand editing. It's just someone else's hand editing. So let's zoom up on this baby. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is the color pop. And I'll show you before and after as we go. Okay, before, after. I love it. Like I said, I'm a flattener. You don't have to, but I do. Okay, so don't color me bad. Color correct brushes. I love these because the yellow remover, the blue remover, and the red remover are all right at your fingertips, so you can kind of bounce back and forth between the two. So I'm going to get a white brush. I'm going to go full on, I think, 100%. Okay, so this is what I do. Let's take out some of the red in her little toes here. Now the one thing is when I take red out, sometimes it leaves it a little bit ashy, almost like a purpley gray. Let's take a little bit of red out of her fingertips. She has a little bit of red around her eyes, a little bit of red in her ear, tip of her nose. Okay, I like the other red. A little bit on her chin. Okay, that's totally fine. Everything else I like. So let me just do before, after. So the Bye Bye Baby Blue, let's get rid of the purple on her foot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it right in the face. There we go. So let me show you the before, after. And then the yellow, I noticed just a little tiny bit, of yellow on her little nose and on her lips here. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do before, after. Before, after. Yeah, look at her little feet. Before, after. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flatten that. Then, let's see. Baby Soft Skin Brush. I've been loving not editing baby skin, aside from, you know, big, huge flakes, but I like my babies to look like babies and not dolls. But that's totally a preference. Some people love them looking like little dolls. I don't judge. Okay, so I'm just going to get real close here. I'm going to do a little bit more on this leg. Don't paint over the creases, the little creases in her toes and her fingers, because those are awesome. Okay, so let me show you before, after. Yeah, look in her face. Before, after. Kind of smooths everything out. Real pretty. Let's go underneath her eye a little bit. Get those sockets. There we go. Okay. The next thing I do, she does have Dodge Burn hazes. I'm just going to show you the ginger haze makes it real, like a nice peachy haze, but I'm not going to do that. Then there's a frost haze, different mats. We're going to not use those. Okay, I'm going to skip down to the Tack Sharp Paint On. The only thing I use for this is, let me get a white brush. Sometimes I'm better now at not shooting too shallow where the face is in focus but the headband is not. That drives me crazy when people do that. So I will paint on sometimes, but what I do on every baby is I do their lash line, because this works almost better than the Dodge Burn, or Burn I should say. I'm gonna show you the before, after. See the lash line, how it's nice, just gets nice and crisp. And then go ahead and flat. But she does have, oh, beautiful blues, you're blushing. Let's see what you're blushing. I don't think she needs it, but. Oh, but how cute is that? So yeah, maybe we will do that. Lower the opacity to like 50. Oh, okay, we're totally leaving that. Okay, that's fine. Then Lash Love is the other one. She doesn't have eyes open or teeth showing, or teeth at all for that matter. So we're going to do the Lash Love. Okay, I'm going to make it a little tiny bit bigger. And then we're going to just paint right along. And then I usually pick out the darkest, longest lashes. And kind of just buzz up like that. And then we'll do this side. And then paint up the lashes. I go bottom up, bottom up, bottom up, but I guess you could go either way. Oh, I guess it's just as easy both ways. And then before, after, makes those lashes beautiful. And then flatten. And then lastly, there's flatten and save as JPEG, or if you're posting it for the web, it'll save it as a web version. In my original copy, I took out the stem here because it looks kind of a little bit fake. But I would just go down with the clone, very little, littler than that, little. I don't even, I don't want to take too much time because you're probably like, yeah, we get it. But what the hell, I've done this much. Let's keep going. Then there's kind of a color difference here, so I'm going to put the opacity down to like 40 and just do like a quick we can blend that in. Anyway, that's kind of a start to finish of my baby. Again, you can find this action on our website, www.thesimpleswaddler.com. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.